All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the closing time edition of A Round for the Weekend. And it's, as always, it's powered by Belly Up Sports. Visit our website, bellyupsports.com, uh, to find more uh, podcasts, articles, and other cool stuff. So I guess I might as well play this. Apropos.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
Okay, I think I'm only allowed to legally play about 20 to 25 seconds of that song, so. But you get the gist. It's closing time here, folks. This is episode 50 of A Round for the Weekend, and I'll explain again why I decided to move along from this particular live show to the other live show, which is going to be for my podcast. No credentials required. But first, we have to ask, as always, Ryan, what you drinking? And I figure since I'm going to do I'm doing a call back to the first ever Round for the Weekend episode where I drank from a local brewery here in upstate New York, located in Wilton, New York. I'm drinking Artisanal Brewworks. They have a Warheads Extreme Sour Watermelon Edition. So I'm going to drink some of that. So a toast to the weekend, folks. We made it. All right. And as usual, when I'm drinking a beer, I'm joined by my mason jar. Yes, that does say Ryan, the myth, the man, the legend. Let's have a pour. Let's talk about some sports. All right, folks, we made it. Happy weekend. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, nice and tart. Nice and tart. But yeah, this was the first ever beer that I drank on A Round for the Weekend. That's Artisanal Brewworks. They're located in Wilton. This is not a paid ad. I'm not being paid by them. I actually bought the beer, but it's a great beer. I mean, summertime. This is when I usually get into sours. This is when you get into lagers, kolsches, pilsners. That's my summertime beer. I'm a seasonal drinker, so in terms of beer, but that's what I'm doing. So I was drinking a sour, and just hanging out. We're hanging out, talking some sports. I invited some folks along from the Belly Up Sports side to join in if they want to join in and say hello. I'm just going to share this real quick. Be just a moment. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. All right. So I've invited pretty much the entire crew at Belly Up Sports to jump in if you want to say some things about sports, if they have an opinion about sports or anything from this past week. I expect the usual crew of streaming side folks, podcast side folks to join in. But in the meantime, let's talk about some sports during the week. Stanley Cup playoffs. We're in the Final Four. And last night Tampa went up 2-1 over the Rangers. Let's do a little bit of history here, folks. The Islanders. Sorry, Ranger fans. Actually, not sorry, because I'm a Devils fan. In every series they've been in so far, the New York Islanders have gone down 2-1. And what has happened? They've won the remaining 3 games to win each series in 6 games. Do I expect this to happen? I think so. I think so. I mean, those 3 games that the Islanders dropped to Pittsburgh, to Boston, and now Tampa Bay. I think they were all 1-goal games, if I'm not mistaken. I think Boston won in overtime, Pittsburgh won by a goal, and Tampa won by a goal. And I guess it's been some questionable officiating in that series thus far. Tampa had a goal on Tuesday night where they had 7 skaters on the ice at one time. And if you don't watch hockey, that's illegal. You can't do that. Nobody saw the play. Nobody saw that there was 6 skaters on the ice. Nobody saw that there were 6 skaters and a goalie on the ice. And Barry Trotz had a meltdown. You usually don't see him melt down, but he was livid. He was pretty livid. So, the officiating. I mean, it's a bang bang play. You're supposed to, at least one of the officials, whether it's the official or a lineman, is one of the 4 is supposed to count how many skaters are on the ice at one time. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Wound up being a 4-2 score for the Lightning. I guess there were some other non-calls that happened last night during the game, and the Lightning wound up winning this game. So Lightning's up 2-1. If you watch, again, look at the history of the Islanders and their series this season. They've lost game 3. They've won all 3 games afterwards in their series. So I expect them to win games 4, 5, and 6. They'll have at least one more game at the Nassau Coliseum before it closes at the end of this season. They move over to UBS Arena in Elmont. So hoping that they close it in style. We'll see. But in the meantime, they're down 2-1, and they're looking to bounce back as they usually do. Other series is Vegas and Montreal. Montreal surprisingly had a really good game on Wednesday night. When I'm going up 3-0, hang on to win. They almost blew another multi-goal lead. I did that twice in the Toronto series and wound up winning both those games, but they held on. Carey Price has been doing Carey Price things as usual. Timely scoring from one of their best lines in the entire playoffs has been the Foley, I want to say Byron and Corey Perry line. It's their biggest line. They're matching the size of Vegas. Now, in the last decade or so, Montreal hasn't had many big bodies in terms of playing heavy, hitting hard, shooting the puck, getting pucks in front. They haven't had that. And this year, Mark Bergevin did a really solid job picking up Tyler Toffoli off of free agency and signing Corey Perry to a free agent deal, to a 1-year deal, to just see if they can produce pucks up front. And they've been able to do that. They've been able to do that. So they did that on Wednesday night and went up winning the game 3-2 in Vegas. And even though Vegas had 20 plus wins in the regular season at home, they've lost 4 games already at home, which is kind of weird because, I was watching my guy Rod Peterson this week on his show, Rod Peterson show, and he was talking about one of the biggest cliches in hockey or in sports period is that you don't lose at home. If you lose one at home, things can go haywire. I don't believe that because Vegas has lost multiple games at home during the playoffs, and they've gone to advance to the next round. So whether or not they advance to the next round is completely up to how they do in the next 2 games. They're going to actually face off in roughly 15 to 20 minutes on USA. Okay, I'm going to go on a mini rant now. I'm glad it's kind of over. NBC, why? Why do you put your premier playoff games on USA? Why do you put your playoff games on CNBC? I'm so happy. Now, I have my issues with ESPN. I think a lot of people have their issues with ESPN, but NBC, golly, what's on NBCSN tonight that takes precedence over the Stanley Cup semifinal game, and for that matter, last night too. I mean, I know the Olympic trials are going on right now, but they're playing on NBC. So I don't understand. I don't understand why would you would move something that you have been banking on for the last better part of a decade or decade and a half, and you're putting it on a secondary station. You're putting it on USA. I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody explain that to me. I mean, leave a comment. Comments are open. Go ahead and leave a comment if you want, just as why this is driving me mad. And I'm pretty sure if you're a hockey fan, it's driving you mad too, as to why the NHL or why NBC, Universal, Comcast, whatever they go by this time now, is putting their premier product on a secondary station during the spring. Because they don't have baseball, they don't have basketball anymore. They haven't had baseball since I think '99 World Series, if I'm not mistaken, and they haven't had the NBA since ESPN bought the rights a long time ago. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just having a moment. But yeah, come on, USA. Jeez. All right, I'll take a drink. Excuse me. All right. So last week I talked about unpopular sports opinions, and I actually had a chance to watch some NBA games over the last couple days. I watched Brooklyn, Milwaukee's Game 5. I watched the 76ers complete and utter collapse against Atlanta. I actually watched a girl, one of the local watering holes here in upstate New York, right down the hill from me. The watering hole right down the hill from me, and I watched this girl go like from complete and utter elation. I don't know if she's a Philly sports fan. She did mention that she's a 76ers fan, but she was apoplectic, apocalyptically sad at the end of that game, because the Sixers had a 26-point lead and they completely melted down. So Atlanta wins that game. They're playing game 6 is tonight, I want to say. The team split the 2 home games. Actually, no, it's gone back and forth. Atlanta won the first game. Sixers won the second game. I think Atlanta won the third game and the Sixers won the fourth game. And now, actually, they just tipped off. Right now. So that's on the worldwide leader, I guess. See, NBC. Look, NBC. That's how the ESPN does it. Put your premier sport on your biggest station. NBA. It's on ESPN right now. Sad. Anywho, but I got a chance to watch the NBA. I have my opinions on it. I personally think it's turned into a glorified YMCA league where there's no defense, nobody's playing defense, and it's just, and you call your own fouls. But I think last night, Milwaukee won last night, and they held the Nets to under 100 points for the second time in their series. I saw the score like 86-83, I think, in game 3. And that's like early 2000s, late 90s NBA score, where everybody's playing defense. There's hand checking was allowed, and people are playing defense. So I think, we got ourselves a guest, 2 guests. Hold on, fellas. Let me get my headphones on. 3 guests. Oh my goodness.
Hey. Rough cut in the building.
What?
What's up, man?
What's What's going on, fellas?
What's up, dude? We had to join you on your final go out, your go home show.
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much, guys. I really do appreciate it. We got AJ Johnson, Vinny Miliani, and Aaron Moe from the Rough Cut Sportscast. Gentlemen,
Just call me
thanks
the
for joining me.
Muxaya.
The Muxaya. that sounds gross, actually. Like Mucusaya or something.
Hey, that's where we
Need
get
some
that.
Mucinex.
Hey, I do have to give you mad props because I think when we had that hockey show and that panel, everybody was on Colorado, and you stuck to your guns and you said,
Vegas
the
got it.
Knights are gonna figure it out. They're gonna find a way and they're gonna win. And they did, man. And so mad props to you because I was like, there's no way. So you deserve this one. You deserve it.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
What you drinking?
I'm drinking the
like
first
French
beer
toast.
I ever drank on Around for the Weekend. It's from a local brewery here in upstate New York called Artisanal Brewworks.
Ooh.
It was inspired by Warhead's candy.
Oh,
It's an extreme sour. It's watermelon. So that's what I'm drinking. What are you guys drinking?
Oh man, I poured up with some Bacardi Oak Heart. So like it's a spiced oak barrel rum. I'm from the island, so I thoroughly enjoy my rum. I wasn't even gonna have one for me tonight, but then I saw you were doing your last show. It's like, you know what, let me pour up around, come hang out with you.
Rasta.
Artisan, they do some good mead work too. Is that the same one that does like the crafted? They have like the big bottles of mead, almost in the bomber style bottles.
Oh no, that's different. This is a different brewing company. This is called Artisanal Brewworks. They're located in Wilton, New York. But
you blew it.
faithful.
You blew it. You blew it.
Good faithful. Crown apple on the rocks.
There you
Good
go.
old faithful.
wow,
I spent a lot of time in craft beer, so I've had so many different breweries and beers like run through my mind at this point. Like they almost all mesh together now.
yeah. I mean, now that COVID's pretty much over, I can go out and travel the country again. Hopefully I get to travel the country again. Try some new breweries. It'll be awesome. Vinny, what you drinking, man?
So I'm the jerk of the show of every group of friends that I hang out with. I don't actually drink. So
okay, that's cool.
I drink water. So in this nice little cup I got here is some high quality H2O.
H2O.
High quality H2O.
It really sucks. And you know what? We always need somebody to get us where we need to go, and that's Vinny. And so much appreciated there. Mr.
I'll be here for you guys, every one of you guys. I'll even drive up to New York and take care of you, man.
Yeah, somebody. We all need a DD. You know, every show needs a DD, and Vinny, happy to have you, buddy. So what do you guys want to talk about?
I have something in mind. I've wanted to pick your brain since we talked on our hockey special show about your connection with like these smaller sports leagues and these smaller teams. You mentioned that you were involved with it was an arena football league team, right? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to pick your brain on that.
The Adirondacks.
Yeah.
Well,
the jersey.
The jersey I had was the Adirondack Frostbite. They were actually owned by Barry Melrose and Steve Levy. They were an old United Hockey League franchise from back in the, I want to say, late 90s it was early 2000s. And that was like one of the lower level minor league leagues. They actually went dark in 2008. Never came back, but they brought back the AHL to Glens Falls Civic Center for a couple seasons with a couple teams. The Phantoms, which were the Flyers affiliate.
Sick color.
The Flames.
Sick color scheme. The Phantoms had like this. So basically, you guys know like the Flyers rock that orange and black, and the Phantoms threw in some purple on that. So it's like orange, black, white, and purple. It's just it's so sick.
Yeah, they were awesome, and they actually want to move in, relocating to Lehigh Valley, Allentown.
Yep.
But the Flames moved their affiliate to Adirondack for a couple seasons. Wound up swapping the AHL and ECHL franchises, and now we have the Adirondack Thunder, who are now affiliated with the New Jersey Devils, not the Calgary Flames. But yeah, I've been actually down at the Times Union Center in Albany taking pictures of the Albany Empire. Now they're in the National Arena League. They were in the Arena Football League, the OG Arena Football League. but unfortunately they went bankrupt a couple seasons ago, and now they're in another league. So that's what I'm taking pictures of. So I'm posting them to both my personal and the No Credentials Required Instagram accounts. So if you want to check those out, go right at it.
And that's the new venture you got coming up now, right? You're going full steam with No Credentials.
Yeah, I figured, I'm going full steam with No Credentials. It was kind of tough to balance two brands. Two brands. I'm going to keep around for the weekend. I'm going to do some other stuff with it. Maybe do some brew tours or something like that. Just kind of do stuff like that for the YouTube side. But yeah, I figured with No Credentials Required, I'm doing local stuff for the podcast side, and I figured might as well turn this into a Friday show for No Credentials Required. Talk about national sports, sports news of the week, that kind of thing. So that'll be happening in a couple weeks. So we're going full steam ahead with No Credentials Required, but keep the brand name for around for the weekend. Do some other cool stuff with it.
Nice.
That's cool, a little rebrand. Smart.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You guys know this might be wrong because I'm an idiot sometimes. If I'm remembering correctly, the Jacksonville Sharks are the reigning champions in that football league, by the way.
That is correct.
Yes. Aha!
And actually, Albany's going to be there in not this week, but next week. They're playing Orlando this week. They're going to play in Jacksonville next week.
Ooh.
They ain't ready.
Yeah. They ain't ready for Jackson.
No, Jacksonville's not ready for Albany.
Oh.
Albany's scored averaging almost 70 points a game right now.
Well then. So hey, why don't we place a little wager? Why don't we place a little wager here?
All right, what kind of wager? What are you thinking of for wagers?
So if Albany beats my Jacksonville Sharks,
okay.
If you want, I will come on your show and admit I was wrong and say you are the greatest and Albany is the greatest. But if I'm right, you have to come on our show and say that, and spend some time with the Rough Cut crew.
I'll even do like a baby shark impression, that kind of thing. How about that?
Ooh, I can be down for that because it's gonna
get the shark dance. Baby shark. Sorry, I got kids.
That's why you're thinking, right?
So Ryan, how are you seeing these semifinals breaking down so far?
Yeah, I was expecting. Actually, I was talking about it a lot before you guys came on. I was talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs. I was expecting the Islanders to kind of lose Game 3. I don't know if you've been paying attention for the last two rounds. They've split the first two games. They lose Game 3, and they win the rest of the series. They win the next three.
Yep.
That's why I'm kind of hoping. I mean, Game 4 is going to be incredibly fun if you're at the Nassau Coliseum. So incredibly tense too. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I think part of it has to do with the officiating. I was kind of explaining about what happened in Game 2 when Tampa had seven players on the ice and nobody called it.
Yeah,
that was the thing. That was the thing.
Tampa stay cheating, bro. Salary cap, 7 guys on the ice. Come on, man. They stay cheating.
I gotta defend AJ here. I gotta defend the Lightning because in that same game, the Islanders had 7 players on the ice. At one point, it didn't lead to a goal, but there was a stretch of time where the Islanders did have 7 players on the ice. So I saw it, and someone tweeted it. I don't remember who tweeted it, but I saw it, and I was like,
Can I ask a question?
No.
Yeah, please do.
In
whose show is this? Of course you can.
Yeah, I know. I was like, damn, Vinny, you trying to take over this show too? No, listen, man, you already got the rights to my show. You can't just be taking over everybody's show. No. So I was thinking about this as you guys kind of mentioned that we had, like in football, big time football guy, obviously, there is an assigned official that's always kind of watching how many guys, right? In hockey or in basketball as well, but in hockey, is there an assigned official that's like, when they see line changes, is somebody like supposed to be watching that? And how does something like that happen, especially in a playoff game?
There are 2 referees and there are 2 linesmen. There's also a video review. So I think what the NHL did when dropping the ball on that goal that was scored with 7 skaters on the ice with Tampa is that every goal is reviewable, like every touchdown is reviewable in football. But the video review in Tampa, in Toronto, or wherever they are, didn't think to pick up the phone and say, hey, we're going to review this goal because we think there's 6 or 7 skaters on the ice. So that's what kind of happened. I think that's what happened there.
I feel like that shouldn't be a goal reversal of a penalty, though. I mean,
but it should, and that's
it should have been a penalty.
Actually, it would be in the NFL as well. If somebody throws a touchdown and then it's reviewed and they find out that, or I'm sorry, it'd be vice versa, or even on offense and they had 12 guys out there, it would be returned. It'd be overturned because when you review a play, you're reviewing the entire play, the entire situation that happened. If 7 guys are on the ice and they score, it's a power play.
In the middle of the change, though, like.
It's a little different. I think it's a little different in hockey, though. I think that every play is like potentially reviewable, but I think the coach has to initiate like a challenge of some sort. Maybe not for for goaltender interference or something like that. The official definitely has the job or the power to say, hey, let's review this. But something like too many men on the ice, though, isn't something normally that an official would say, let's review this, because if it was missed on the ice, no one saw it. There's no way that they would want to review that because no one saw it in the first place.
I'm okay. We talk about, you guys, I think, brought this up about officiating on your show on the Rough Cut yesterday about officiating. Like, you got to just overcome it. I think, Vinny, you said it, right? There's going to be bad officiating. And then AJ was like kind of defending, but everybody watches the games. Everybody sees what's going on. Sometimes it's obvious. I'm okay with subjective calls being missed. I'm not okay with things like that, like logistic things. Hey, if there was 7 guys on the ice too long and it's not supposed to happen, that should be caught every time. That should never be missed. And as you're especially at that level of in playoffs, that I have an issue with. It's clear, it's cut 7 or 6. How many guys were on the ice? And and that's, to me, again, Tampa Bay just getting away with all kinds of stuff.
It was a sloppy change. We weren't quick enough. And we scored at the same time. It wasn't like,
guys, against you now, AJ. I was with Tampa the whole playoffs.
It's not like they passed the buck back and forth through all 7 guys and then scored a goal. They weren't all involved in the play.
Tick tack, tick tack, tick tack, tack, goal. That's what happened. Actually, I gotta give since this is a partially a beer drinking show, partially a sports talking show, I want to get your honest opinion. Vinny, you're exempt because you don't drink. What's your opinion about hard seltzer?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Well, I've never had it. I've never had it, to be honest.
Aaron, before you go, so even like I drink, but I also like to have these little like spurts and hiatuses where I don't drink, or I drink a lot less, or I try to bring something down. So I even one time was like, maybe this is when I'll try to get on the seltzers. No, they're gross. Like the Bud Light seltzer was the one that I liked the most out of the Truly, White Claw, and Bud Light seltzer. And that should tell you how I feel about hard seltzers. Like Bud Light one, seriously? I'm not a fan.
It's a complex issue, and I know it sounds stupid because it's just hard seltzer. Look, it's a complex issue because I will tell you, as a man who enjoys women and the company of women, the women love them.
Fair.
And I'm telling you right now, you can go to anywhere. If you got a case of hard seltzer in your hand, White Claw, Truly, the women come flocking.
Yeah, well, bring it for
that's my problem. Maybe that's why I'm still single, I guess.
You gotta I'm telling you right now, you watch your viewership for all your shows go up if you put a White Claw or a Truly in your hand. All women. No, honestly, they are refreshing at times. It's 112 here right now in Sacramento. And when you drink, like if you try to drink some hard liquor at 112 heat, like you just get drained. But if you go out
it's like drinking milk in San Diego in the 1970s. Ugh, that was a bad choice.
But those hard seltzers, you can kind of, you can drink them and they're kind of refreshing, and you're not going to get all messed up because of it. So I have a back and forth.
There are different types of beer that can do the same thing. I mean, it doesn't have to be. I mean, Pilsners, Kolsch's.
Yeah, a wit beer would be nice.
A wheat beer.
You know what it is though? It's because the beers, the flavor of those hard seltzers are strong on the fruit they're trying to promote, right? Like the strong watermelon taste or strong, And when it's a beer, some people, especially non-beer drinkers that aren't like really don't have that kind of taste for beer and that can taste a little, it's like people who don't drink wine, right? And those other people that can taste the type of grape it is,
right?
Those non-beer drinkers, they can't taste the flavors that you're tasting because you're a beer guy or you've experienced those type of beers. So it's like oh, just tastes like another crappy beer or another beer. I don't taste the flavors that you're tasting. And I think,
yeah, and it's so true. There's some people who just never will have the palate for it either. I mean, again, like I said, I worked 6 years in the craft beer industry, and part of my job was trying to get this person who walks into a bar that has 100 craft beers on tap and orders a Bud Light to like wisen up here, buddy. Like, come on, I got you. Like, let me do my job and show you something better than Bud Light. And nine times out of 10, I get them. But every now and then, there's one person that's like, they like what they like, even when you have the easiest beer they could drink. Like, I even tried to get one girl to drink this Cigar City made an apple pie cider. Tastes like the crust of apple pie, and it's 7% in a cider. And still wasn't enough for her. She's like, I'm just going to do the Truly. And I was like, oh, okay, then. Yeah, go ahead and have it, and we're good. So
I was that way for a long time with beer. Beer, it took me a long time to really get into it. And even now, I still like what I like. Not like Bud Light, Coors Light type, but I like certain beers that I ate. Like I told you when I was down there, 805. Yeah, out here I drink that a lot. And sometimes I'll drink some of these craft brews that are local, and I'm just like, I don't know, it don't taste the same.
So Ryan, you are a seltzer guy? Is that what you're getting at?
No.
What's the best craft beer you've had in recent memory, I guess?
I've had them. I've had their beer on this show a couple times. There was a craft brewery that makes a Kev, belly up Kev. Don't knock seltzers. Says the guy who had the shotgun one had to do a beer bong one off of because Notre Dame did a backdoor cover of Alabama in their semifinal game.
I couldn't do it. Oof. I feel like it'll go right back up the beer bong.
Not a fan.
Who's Notre Same?
Yeah, he was so mad. He typed that out so fast.
He was so upset that he. We got another guest.
He's always seen.
We got another guest.
Uh-oh. Read
We have Parker Ainsworth. Parker,
hey, what's going on, everybody?
Ainsworth
of Effin Sports and the midweek mid-range. Parker, how's it going, buddy?
It's going good. I just had to come to last call. I didn't want to miss last call, and I will say I flipped through and saw it was hockey talk. I was like, ooh. I had to have Ryan teach me a lot about hockey. I don't know much.
Well, I did that on the
You got three casual guys here.
Yeah, if you rewind back to maybe November, December, couldn't tell you. All I could tell you is what Stephen A could tell you. The puck is black.
The puck is black.
But now, like, I mean, if you're just watch the playoffs, you will be entertained.
Yeah. Now you know the lines are red and blue.
Yeah, right. There's something called a crease at a Canadian.
Still don't know what the hell icing is, but I'll get it one day.
I explained it to Dante in the last episode. I literally broke it down what icing was in the last episode.
Well, I was under the weather.
Yeah, you
Parker, we teach hockey on the Rough Cut, so if you ever want to jump in and learn a couple things.
Like, literally, it's the same thing for basketball with me. I hated basketball before we started our show. Like, I hated
before we got with the black guys.
Yeah. Right.
But like, I hated basketball so much, and then we started talking about it more, and it became like our job to talk basketball. I was like, damn it, I have to start watching basketball now. And then I got really into it, and I've been locked into these playoffs too, man. It's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of playoffs, guys, the Atlanta Hawks are up 12 early. They look real good.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want us down by 28 this time. I want to see how good we can do. That's awesome.
What are y'all drinking? I clipped through and y'all were already talking about hockey. Did you already talk about what you're drinking?
A little bit, but we
can do a refresher.
So
I'm on. Whoa! Who's the host?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Get it together, man. Get it together.
Terrible
control.
Embarrassing.
I'm drinking Artisanal Brewworks Warheads Extreme Sour Watermelon.
Yeah.
Extremes is that good?
Yeah, it's excellent.
I mean,
it's really good.
So sour,
just like a Warhead.
It's like super hot in Texas, and sours are a very common Southern move, right? But
bingo.
Anyway, That Warhead sounds real sour.
It's really refreshing though. It's sour, but it's refreshing. I've only gotten the sours over a couple of years or so, but I dig it.
Once you find some good sours, though, like it makes you want to try a couple other ones. Like, have you ever had we have one here in Tampa. There's a sour brewery called Hidden Springs, and they have one called Unicorn Farts that's out. And it's so ridiculous, but it's smooth, it's refreshing, and then there's like little sparkly glitter bits in the bottom, like
that's that shit he tried to get me to buy when we went to went somewhere down there. He was trying to get me to buy that stuff. I was like, man, I'm not drinking nothing that got no farts. I don't know what
it's so crazy. It's so good though. It really is. I'm on my Bacardi card. I came across this gem a couple years ago and haven't been able to turn back. This was one of my favorites.
I'm drinking my Crown Apple. Crown Apple on ice. That's it.
All right. We actually just had someone. Parker, what are you drinking? Just drinking H2O or?
No, it's Evan Williams.
Oh, okay. I saw the Yeti, but I wasn't sure if you're drinking just water.
Keeps it cold.
All right.
A Yeti though. Great product. Not just because they have all the things to do with the podcast, but the great product.
Yeah, do you say?
You guys, we just had another podcast host from Belly Up Sports Walking. He's one of our newer podcasts.
Yeah.
Kyle from here in Puckburg.
Look at that jersey.
Woo!
The right corner, in the bottom right corner. Look at
the Avalanche.
Beautiful Nordiques.
Fantastic.
I gotta say, it had to just be divine intervention that we found or got affiliated with Belly Up, because I had no clue how many hockey podcasts were going to come from this network. And that guy right there.
We have a strong.
I don't
even know there was that many hockey fans in the world. Let alone on podcast.
I need to call you out for the whole entire world here, though. Do you want to tell everyone what you thought that Nordiques logo looked like?
Oh yeah,
when we first started.
One of our unreleased episodes, and remember, again, wasn't a hockey guy. Didn't know much about hockey. I knew I'd enjoy it in the playoffs. So we did an episode when they dropped their new jerseys, and we were going to go by and talk about them all. And so when I saw that one, I was like, oh, man, I like that. Colorado, they got the nice little elephant on the front going deep with it. The bottom looked like the trunk and the hockey stick. I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty nice. I was like, but then they ripped off the New Orleans Saints down there at the bottom, and Vinny got so hot. He's like, what? The Saints.
There's a reason why that episode was never released.
Oh, whatever. It was hilarious. It was a great, hilarious episode.
So, Kyle, how's it going, man? Uh-oh. We can't hear you, bud.
Somebody's on mute.
I think Kyle's on mute.
Got that cam mic settings.
Please hold.
We call that a minus. We call that a minus on our show.
Oh, there.
Hey! Well, there we go. Yep, it's one of those you click and then it just keeps going back and forth between mute and unmute. So Russian roulette getting the mute button working. But yeah, it's thank you guys for bringing me on. Yeah, I saw that you guys are going to be on live tonight, so I thought I'd stop by and join you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Are you wearing a Make 7 Up Yours shirt? Oh,
you betcha.
That's awesome.
That is a throwback.
That's old school,
right? Everything about Orlando Jones.
Yep. Yeah, this is one of the OGs. Like it's not one that you get on there and make. This is one of those from the early 2000s. So
wow.
Yeah. It's
many people wouldn't even know how to appreciate that shirt, man. From a very special age.
And earlier, you guys talking about you not knowing that there were that many hockey fans out there. I'll go ahead and break the news to you. I live in Birmingham, Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Whoa.
So.
Wow. That's like SPHL country.
So it is indeed. I have Bulls on the wall. I'm a huge advocate and supporter of the Birmingham Bulls. So.
My buddy played in net for them. Austin Lots last year, 2 years ago.
Oh
Austin
my,
Lots.
yeah, we love you lots.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say we lost a lot because of that guy.
He's so good. He's really good. He tore it up when he was here in Jacksonville. He was really good back then.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well,
he's really good goalie, really solid.
so host, can I ask a basketball question to the other basketball savant below me?
Sure.
So we did our basketball coverage Tuesday. I'm just kidding, Wednesday. And I've been calling out, or at least definitely on this Wednesday, I called out Paul George, said it was time. I need
How'd
him
that go?
to do something, right? It was time. He did it. I'm proud of him. He did it. Do you think he can do it again? Do you think they can close out tonight?
No. like really
Very
simply,
succinct, very subtle.
No, because I think so. Part of, and I don't know how basketball heavy you want to get here, but at some point, Utah had to they knew they had a couple games. We just got to what are they going to look like without Kawhi Leonard? And now they've seen that, and I assume they do something differently. At the end of the day, assuming Donovan Mitchell is ready to go, the Jazz ought to be better. They shoot the ball really well to get you out of rotation, and I think they do. I think that should be pretty quick, or tonight should be pretty quick. The deal will be is you get to a game 7 then, and that's the way I feel about Bucks Nets tomorrow. Is y'all know, and hockey's got game 7s. Anything can happen at game 7.
Yeah.
Anything, foul trouble, break a shoelace, got to go to the back real fast. Anything silly, crazy can happen. And so I don't bet on him tonight, but then Sunday it's anything. Who knows?
That's fair. That's fair. I just said I won't believe in the Clippers until they're in the NBA Finals. I just won't, man. They just keep every time I try, they break my heart. So it's fine. Now you got to win me back, bro.
It's always sad. If the Kawhi thing is really an ACL,
that's the worst.
Man.
That's the worst. It's the worst. All right, you have your hockey back. I just had to know.
AJ, you ain't shit, man.
We've been going at the whole Paul George thing a little bit.
I'm only quiet right now. I'm only quiet right now because I'm speaking on that tonight in about 20 minutes. So
I know you were. I knew you were coming for me. It's okay. We got a good 30 minutes when we get in our FGF later. I'm okay with that.
Wait, 30 minutes, our normal 30 minutes, because we go on late all the time, or
no.
30 minutes from now would be not 8:30.
I meant 30 minutes before we start fun and games.
Oh,
yes, before we go into our our thing.
Main event.
Okay.
This is just a warm up, I guess.
Getting our voices live.
So in basketball, you call warm-ups layup lines. What's the hockey thing? What do you call warming up?
Shoot around.
Lines.
Shoot around.
Yeah, it's a shoot around.
We have nicknames for everything, so you could also call it warmies, or
nicknames all end the same.
Or
Teddy, Warmy.
or we're very simple. We're simple, okay? We're very simple. Or you can go with so if you go in a warm up without your helmet on, you go for a flow skate because your hair is called the flow, and you're just for a flow skate.
That makes sense.
Oh my god!
Flowski was going to throw me a little bit. That makes some sense.
I've played a lot of hockey in my life. I'm sorry.
To be fair, let's be honest.
To be fair,
in the NBA, there is no layup lines anymore. I don't know if you ever been to an NBA game lately, but they're it's just shoot around. They literally just shoot around, and if you're watching Ben Simmons shoot, it's not really a shoot around either. It's just
yeah.
Actually, if you do want a primer on hockey talk and how to talk hockey slang, Letterkenny. All 9 seasons of Letterkenny.
No.
I love that show.
To be fair,
that's
one of my favorite shows.
I knew I'd heard that term. You said Letterkenny. I was like, is that what Vinny's been talking about over and over again?
Dude,
More than likely.
It's one of the best shows.
Word.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter. Let's get at her.
That right. All right. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Parker. You're gonna ask something.
Oh, I was just going to ask. It's another basketball question, so I half stopped. But Ben Simmons was warming up shooting free throws tonight, and he shot 5 or 10 free throws in the clip, and I don't think any of them looked just like the shooting. I don't think any of them looked the same. I think he was trying stuff out.
just do Rick Barry and just do granny shots. That's
Underhand.
all you
Yeah,
always
you gotta do
think of.
something.
Shooting a free throw, shooting a basketball is very similar. If you guys are baseball guys, to like a pitcher. When a pitcher is out of the strike zone and he can't command, it's all up here. It's all mental, right? So right now, Ben Simmons can't shoot free throws, and until he can settle down and like work on it in the offseason, it's not going to get better. Because every time he steps to the line, he's like, shit, I was 4 for 14. He's thinking about so much right now. It's the same. Honestly, it's the same thing they were talking about Giannis. Giannis has been over 70% for 3 years straight. And then all of a sudden he stopped making them. And then now he's got like this 35-second routine at the free throw line, and he's all in his head. And it's just so mental that it's just funny. You watch these professional athletes that do this for a living, and it's mental.
Yeah.
It's all mental.
He went to Atlanta Hawks by. Hey, I don't mean to hijack the hockey talk. Talk me through. Ryan, you came on our show one time and like taught us all hockey and gave a bunch of takes. Are there any you regret?
So much fun.
That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Not really.
Nothing.
I called the Islanders series. I didn't call the exact games, but I called the series. I said Isles are going to win.
He called Vegas on our day.
I called Vegas. I also called Islanders on your show too. I said Islanders in 7. They won in 6 against Boston.
Yep, disappointing.
Yeah.
Because I picked Vegas at the beginning, right, to be in the finals against Tampa, and then I started really paying attention and watching what Colorado was doing. Nathan McKinnon was out there just doing his thing, and I'm like, oh hell no, I'm switching. I'm going to Colorado. And then Vegas after game 2, Vegas just beat the hell out of Colorado. They were beating them up left and right every game, too physical. It was.
Did you have a futures wager? Is that why you wanted Vegas and Tampa?
No, you know what it was is Vegas has been a team the last couple of years that I did watch probably the most, just because they play on the West Coast. Like late at night, they'd be, sports is on. I don't really, not at a hockey guy, so I would turn that on and I would see them play. And so I was like, man, they've been playing well. Expansion franchise, let's go with them. I think they're good. So. And then I saw Nathan McKinnon, and I kind of fell in love.
I also give the casual fans that watch our show, I gave them a list of teams that they should like watch to get themselves into the game of hockey. Vegas was on there, and Colorado. Those are the 2 teams I named, and Toronto because they're superstar loaded. But the 2 main teams I said was Vegas and Colorado, because Nathan McKinnon has become Aaron's favorite player in the league, by the way. And then
really good. That guy can play some hockey.
He's pretty good. He's pretty good at what
he's a good Nova Scotia boy.
Oh yeah, Nova Scotia.
Mm.
Hey,
when we did the big panel, did we ask the Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon question?
Nope.
I don't want to hear nothing about Connor McDavid until he is. You know what?
Hey.
He can be Paul George right now.
Hey, I changed my opinion last night. Remember, I said Braden. I'd rather if you put Connor
Braden
McDavid
Point
in the playoffs and you put Nathan McKinnon in the playoffs, and you put Braden Point in the playoffs. I'd take Braden Point.
I'm with it. That's fine by me. We already got him. So
yeah, I mean Nathan McKinnon's whole entire line disappeared in those final 3 games against Vegas, and you can't call yourself a superstar and a trendsetter in the league and then not show up when it counts.
There you go. That's coming from someone who is a Colorado Avalanche fan.
Yeah, you want all the clout. You want to be the superstar. You want to vouch for the cover of like the new NHL 22. But then when the lights are on, you don't show up. There is no difference in Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon right now because both are playing golf right now.
Ooh, there it is.
That's very true.
Well said. I can't argue a single thing against that.
I'm not going against the guy that's his team. I'm not saying
well
nothing.
said.
This is also learning though, because in basketball we say that team's headed to Cancun, like Cancun on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
In hockey, it's golf. Is that just because we're still swinging? Like
hockey players love golf.
Yeah,
they love playing golf in the off season.
Yep, that's like a thing. That is 100%.
Especially
it's
North
not just
Americans.
Happy Gilmore. What you're saying is it's not just Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, right.
No, the price is wrong, Bob.
Yeah, my favorite thing out of Toronto getting eliminated by Montreal was Toronto media jumping on how quick it took Mitch Marner to hit the course, because Toronto media is all over it. So they're watching every course.
Brutal.
So as soon as they're
Brutal.
getting puck times, they're like, see how serious they took it, and they're putting in screenshots and putting it in the paper. They take it very seriously.
Oh yeah,
Well, they
dude.
should be used to it. I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. In Canada, there's only 2 months of summer, so you have to get all the golfing you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It's true.
Hey, man, don't be talking. You guys talking bad about golf? Like,
No,
oh, okay.
I play golf.
I'm in a golf tournament
duffer,
tomorrow,
but I'll
man.
play.
Shit.
I don't
Oh,
talk
nice.
bad about golf. I just play bad at golf. I'm
Right.
very, very bad at golf.
I'm just jealous that I don't get the time or opportunity to play golf. You know,
Listen, man, that's the best. It honestly is the best sport. You can get drunk and it doesn't matter. Like, you go try to play basketball down, run up and down the court drunk. You're gonna pass out. Okay. Golf,
Done
you
it.
can play. You can drink
Done
all
it.
day.
Done it.
and beat the guy one-on-one, so I'm okay with it.
Meanwhile, as a bowler somewhere watching this going, I take offense to that.
I'm sorry, bowlers are not athletes. I don't care what anybody says. Matter of fact, I know I grew up with a bowler who was really good. Played participated in the pro tour for a while. Got like 21 300 games. He tells me all the time, bowlers are not athletes. It's not a sport.
Wow.
I just throw the ball down the alley. It's a game. Yeah, that's exactly what he says. So I listen to him. He's a good dude.
That's fair. That is fair.
Vinny, you have a 5-minute warning, by the way. We're 5 minutes out from our show.
I have been like not going to get into it. I've been making the graphics for the two. We're playing Two Truths and a Lie tonight. And that's our show. Playing Two Truths and a Lie, and I was trying to put everything up together for all that nonsense. But yeah,
I just want to let you know. I know you're terrible with words, terrible with time.
Yeah, I was actually going to handle the time thing for him because I know he wasn't going to pay attention.
Actually, to be fair here, there it is. I suck at everything.
True story.
Isn't the first part to admitting you have a problem is admitting you have a
Step
problem?
one.
I just can't get past
9 more steps to go, Vinny.
I continue to suck. I can't get past step 1. I just say that I suck, and that's as far as I go because it's just nothing after that.
Interesting. So I was thinking we could do ourselves a little social here and tell Ryan we appreciate him for having us.
Ooh, a little toast.
Glad to do the last call here with you. And we wish you all the best and no credentials. And I like this. This belly up stuff needs to get together more often, man. We need to
Absolutely. I
collaborate a lot more.
love a good crossover. Well,
Cheers
that's
to
empty.
you,
fellas. Congratulations, man, on
empty.
no credentials.
Yeti, by the way, Yeti, shout out Yeti.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the
respect.
way, if you guys didn't catch the announcement this morning on the No Controls Required Instagram and Twitter, Brittany Wagner is going to be on the podcast from Last Chance U.
Oh,
I did see that actually.
Definitely the
that
best.
episode?
The best football seasons of Last Chance U were definitely EMCC. Like East Mississippi was a ton of fun.
Oh, absolutely. And at least their head coach didn't tell their kicker from Germany that he was his Hitler. Do you know about that, Vinny?
I've never seen that. To be completely honest, I've never seen that show. I'm not.
You've got homework.
You got homework to do, my friend.
Ooh,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I like it. I like the sound of this.
Yeah, put the Paramount Plus password away for a couple of days.
What streaming service is this on?
Netflix.
Got it sold. I have one of those. Oh, I have someone else's, so we're good.
I was
It's
going to
okay.
say, I'm sure you can find somebody with it. I know.
Yeah, right.
I think there's
It's your profile on somebody else's account.
I think I only have one streaming service that I actually pay for, and it's Disney Plus because my wife just loves Disney. So that's really the only streaming service we pay for.
Fair.
Nuts.
Rightfully so.
Well, if anybody ever
All
wants to offer me all of their streaming services, I'm about it.
It sounds like you got one Disney Plus. So
Oh, I got you. I got plenty of them. I don't pay for none of them, but I got them all. If you want passwords, trust me, I got you.
Last time
You know me.
I talked to this girl for I hadn't talked to her for 3 years, and then one day the Hulu password was different. I was like, "Oh, so we're not friends anymore?" She's like, "Oh, so you exist?" Yeah, fair enough.
No, we're not.
Let's see where we stood. I know it's been 3 years, but it's that update on Hulu.
Yeah, you could have gave a brother a heads up or something.
I was in the middle of a How I Met Your Mother binge. Like, can we get right?
Except for the last 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons sucked.
See, that's what I said. That's why I stopped. I told AJ last night I stopped watching How I Met
Yeah,
Your Mother.
but people say the same thing about The Office, but that, to me, the show was so good that it garnered me burying through until it was just over.
Don't you?
I mean, obviously, seasons 1 through 7 of The Office are different than seasons 8 and 9.
Yeah.
But I maintain The Office is the best show I put on television. Like, I just love every second. How I Met Your Mother. There was something weird about the premise is this dude telling his kids all these other women he banged on the way. Like, like that was. I was like, I would be awkward as the kid in that. Like, Dad, like,
his son had better figured out the lesson was he can get as many girls as he needs. Because his dad was a dork, like, and he was going left and right.
Well, boys, we appreciate you guys.
Fellas, it was great.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks for stopping by.
Everybody,
Cheers to you guys. Thanks for having us on.
Best of
Yeah.
luck in the future.
I'll be watching after this. After I'm done here, I'll be watching.
Yeah, next week you'll be on my show because Jacksonville's going to win that game, and then you're going to have to be on my show. So,
well, they don't play till next Saturday.
So in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah, because Albany plays Orlando this weekend. They play Jacksonville the following weekend.
So I expect to see your beautiful face on our show in 2 weeks.
Well, at least you call my face beautiful. I mean, not many people say that.
Well, it's Vinny again, so everybody's face is really beautiful.
And he's a sober one.
I'm not questioning every compliment he's ever given me because I've heard him give the same compliment to everybody he's ever met.
Quick story. Literally, when you guys all came down to Florida, and well, AJ's already in Florida, when we all met for the first time, I literally said, don't bring any equipment, just bring your beautiful faces. Yep. Little did I know they needed to bring their equipment, and we found that out.
I brought a suitcase.
I was like, I'm here. He's like, yeah, we are missing all kinds of shit.
Fellas, it's been fantastic. Thank you guys so much. We will.
Yeah, well, I'll do this again on No Credentials Required when I go live with that in a couple of weeks. So
absolutely,
we'll have some in the future. Excellent.
Sounds good, guys.
Best
all right,
of
boys.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you very much. All right. Peace. All right. Let me just
my face just got a lot. I was going to say my face got a lot bigger. I don't know.
No, I had to adjust it. Oh, well, Kyle's gone too. Oh well. All right. So yeah, this is the last round of a round for the weekend, and I switch over to No Credentials Required. So, but Parker, thanks for joining me, man. I appreciate it. Been on FN Sports a couple weeks ago talking about the NHL playoffs. Maybe I'll have you swing by sometime because I don't watch much basketball anymore. I don't know if you've heard me say that or not, but we'll have to do some crossover education on basketball on the NBA because I'm lost.
For sure, man. I just want to show up and help support. Anyway, I'm excited what we're coming next, and frankly, having Miss Wagner, I still say Miss Wagner. That's probably she's probably just
Brittany?
supposed to be. Yeah. No, that's good, man. That's a fun time. I'm happy that she agreed to come on to the podcast, and she's got a new book coming out in September. So I figure, might as well provide an avenue to promote it and to our Belly Up audience. For sure, and just to make sure I'm tuning in, that's next week. What day?
Well, actually, the actual interview isn't until July 6th.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna release it that week, so that's why I put the coming in July. So, but I'm gonna release it sometime the week of July 5th because the interview's on the 6th. It's in the morning. Wait, hold on. Business is about to pick up.
Of course it is.
Kev's here with a Coke Zero in his hand.
No,
where's the Celtics jersey?
There's whiskey in this. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay. I hope it's not a Kemba Walker jersey.
No, it's a Larry Bird jersey.
Okay, basketball Jesus. Gotcha.
First off, I'm white, so I have to get it. I think it's a requirement for being a white guy in Massachusetts. Second off, you buy retired players' jerseys so they can't get traded.
I guess that
that logic kind of applies.
I'm sure some Packers fan probably thought that was a good idea too with Brett Favre, but
coming soon, Aaron Rodgers. Oof.
True, but I think the fact that Larry Bird retired 25 years plus before I bought this, I think I'm safe.
That's fair.
How many beverages you got? You had a bourbon or a whiskey or something. You had a Coke Zero. What was that?
Brooklyn Summer Ale.
Ooh, that's good stuff.
A lot of stuff going on, my man.
You want to play a fun game of how many bottles of alcohol can I grab?
Sure, why not?
Are you sitting next to your bar?
Time at around for the weekend.
I don't have a bar. This is my desk. All right. Some of them are empty. How many do you think I can grab?
Well, you just did 2.
Cans don't count. We're not going to count cans because my hands aren't big enough. I don't feel like grabbing a bunch of cans. My desk is a mess.
I'm going to say 11.
Not that many. So 1.
I think I meant all at once.
No. 2.
Oh, in front of you. Okay, I got you. Jim Beam.
3.
The can's falling all over the place.
Dude, clean up your desk.
5. Let's see what else. There's vodka in this.
I should have asked the over-under.
6. I think there's 2 on top of my nightstand or my dresser, so 8.
That's a lot.
This is where I record the corner booth.
I take it you also drink during the corner booth. That's not just.
Have you ever been on a call with Jared? Can you deal with him sober?
I've not been on a call with Jared. I did. I've been on your show, a different one of your shows before. I've never been on a call with Jared before.
Oh well, we'll have to get you on the corner booth.
Well, I don't have that much alcohol ready. I don't know if I can do that.
That's fine. This is over like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Oh,
someone had to
Alex
chime
throwing
in.
some shade.
I don't know, but they did pretty well in the national championship, so can't complain.
Who is in the College World Series? I forgot.
Texas is. It was the first time in ever long. I don't know who else is in
Texas,
it. But
Tennessee, Vanderbilt. No, Tennessee's not. Texas, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss. What was the 4th one? Is it Florida?
Oh, here we go. Texas, Tennessee, Vandy, Arizona, Mississippi State, Stanford, NC State, and UVA.
Okay, so I was wrong on Ole Miss, but I got the other ones. Not all of them, but the ones I guessed.
Maybe that's why. Maybe I know Alex is a Tennessee fan. That's probably why he's throwing the shade.
That's fine. He can be a fan of shitty teams. They're not going to win the College World Series, so you ain't first, you're last.
So you're also last? Like what? We're all last.
Yes, but we are also last in college baseball.
Parker, you haven't seen Talladega Nights, have you?
Yeah. If you ain't
okay,
first,
that's where it's from.
Yeah, I was just saying, like that's interesting to tell someone you also lost. Like,
yeah, we did lose, so we're also last.
Oh, we got a wager offer. I'm not sure if he means Tennessee's going to win the College World Series.
I think that's what he's saying.
Okay.
However, the last time I bet on a college sports game, Notre Dame backdoor covered. They went in the back door when I told them not to. I wasn't down for that, and I ended up having
which by the way, if you heard the radio call on ESPN, Joe Tessitore doing the call on whether or not Notre Dame back covers was some of the greatest radio pretty much ever. It was so much fun to listen to him. Albany native Joe Tessitore, by the way.
I wouldn't know.
FYI. From the Mighty 518. That's right.
Oh, actually,
here we go.
I was thinking.
All right, you guys chat real quick. I'm going to be right back and get a refill.
I'm not betting. I don't have $100.
No, bet alcohol. You clearly have that.
Yes, I have that. If I stopped drinking, I probably would have $100 to bet, but that's not happening. But no, I was thinking about you earlier, Parker.
Is this good or bad?
Well, about Texas, and then.
When you were talking about Cole Beasley in Texas, because that was funny. I read that. That was funny. The shout out to.
I tried, but no, I'm making another Belly Up podcast promo that I have to finish. And I was looking through some recordings of Tailgate in the Quad. And on it, I called that Ohio State fans would give Trey Sermon the Colt McCoy treatment.
Right.
As in, if he didn't get hurt, we were going to win that game.
Yeah.
And I called it. They're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't think Trey Sermon is scoring 28 points.
No, the difference there to me is also that like quarterback and running back are different. Like, right? Like just inherently, like that's just going to be a different situation.
You can argue the game would have been closer.
Yeah.
But no, that is not winning you the game.
Well, and then the Texas Alabama championship back in 9, 10. That was like a 14-point game. A quarterback can make a 14-point difference. A running back cannot make a 28-point difference. Like,
I don't know if Colt would have made a 14-point difference, but he could have.
But just like in principle, a quarterback can make a 14-point difference.
Especially Colt McCoy that season.
Yeah, he had a tremendous year.
Yeah.
But no. So, Ryan, did I see you went with another Warhead?
I did. I got another Warhead, but a different flavor. It's black cherry this time.
How are those?
Eric, if you like sours, you'll like these. I had the watermelon first, and now I got the black cherry. The black cherry now.
Okay.
They also have a blue raspberry.
Ooh.
And they had a sour apple, but I didn't see it on the shelf when I walked in. So, but this one's actually really good too. Black cherry.
Fair enough. It's so much darker. That's it. I mean, like,
it is.
It's
dark. It's black cherry. So it's definitely darker. It's a little bit tartar too. A little bit more tart than the watermelon. But
I always see those at the liquor store. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would I don't know if I want to try that, but I do like sours. So
wait, they distribute all the way out there in Massachusetts?
Yeah.
Really interesting. That's interesting.
I don't see them at every liquor store, but a couple has them.
Okay.
Have them, not have
solid. Them. I know they only produce this in the fall and winter, but they're Bunch of Crunch. It tastes like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's awesome.
Ooh.
What is this brewery of beer that makes Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Warhead beer?
It's called Artisanal Brew Works. It's located in Wilton, New York. It's about a 20-minute drive from my house.
Got it. So I need to find a way to get artisanal brewware to Texas.
I'll find a way.
That's what I'll start Googling.
Well, I had Mike ship me some Breckenridge not too long ago over there, Bronco Country. They did a review for that on Belly Up Sports. He shipped me a couple cans of those.
That was a while ago, wasn't it?
That was last October. I think it was last October.
Yeah, I just remember. Wasn't it one of your earlier episodes of this?
No, I started this in April of last year.
Okay, I don't know why. I know
death because of COVID.
I knew this has been for about a year. I just thought that was much closer to the beginning than that.
No, the only reason why it's only 50 episodes instead of 56 because this debuted right after the pregame, corner booth pregame. I just haven't kept with you guys as much because I've usually taken a week off because of family stuff or holidays or whatnot. So, but yeah, this is I figured episode 50. Keep it at call it at 50 because it's just a little too much to juggle two brands between around for the weekend and no credentials required. And
so talk us through that. You're absorbing this into no credentials required? Yeah,
I'm absorbing this format to no credentials required because I figure with the podcast side and with YouTube, I can cover the Albany sports scene, football, hockey, lacrosse. And I figure for a Friday segment, like national sports talk, just carry this over to no credentials required and just have a Friday national news talk, invite some people on, have a beer and talk sports. The sports of the week.
Well, it's a good time. I'm going to tap out, not just because I need to refill. I'm going to go down and watch second half of the basketball game. But yeah, it's been a good time.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, man. Appreciate it.
For sure, man. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy a good weekend, and happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Parker.
Take care.
Parker. I keep thinking it's Saturday for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Yeah, I mean, there's some pretty good sports to watch after this is over. I got Montreal and Vegas is midway. I think about 3/4 of the way through the first period, and Philly and Atlanta are going at it right now in basketball at the NBA. So, but local connection with the Hawks. We had a kid who played at my alma mater high school, who is playing for the Hawks. Kevin Herter.
Oh, really?
He grew up in my area. He grew up in the Clifton Park, New York. Yeah, right down the road from me.
It's always super weird when someone you graduated high school with or went to high school with is playing professional sports. Because
see, I graduated all the way back in '95. This kid graduated high school from high school from in 2016 or 17.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say if he's playing professional basketball, probably not. But I didn't want to be mean.
That's okay. I'll take it. I don't even look 43.
No, you look good.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. But no, the kid who sat behind me in calculus in high school plays for the Chargers.
Dang.
kid who was a couple years older who I had A class with. I think he just signed with the 49ers. Played for the Raiders for a while. So it's weird. I feel like a disappointment whenever I see that.
Well, it's funny that one of the top-rated baseball players in New York a couple years ago in 2019, my nephew played with him. He plays at Boston College currently.
Go Eagles.
Yeah, and his sister, I think his sister plays in the softball team. They're twins, and I think they went up winning the same. The baseball team won the state championship, and the softball team won the state championship on the same days.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was the first time that Boston Spa High School won state titles in anything. And it happened twice in the same day.
How much would it suck if like you were a twin and one of them was just great at sports, got like a full ride to go to college, and then the other was just in band? Nothing against band, but
or you can always create like a rock band or something, or be known for orchestra, or being a talented orchestra.
Okay, fair. Maybe band was a bad example. Like just a burnout, just doesn't do anything.
I've always thought of a story about that. Actually, one of my friends thought of a story about two brothers who were twins, and one of them turned out to be a cop. The other one turned out to be like this mega drug lord. So
that's hysterical. Oh, there's actually a very famous example of that. What's his brother's name? Whitey Bulger?
Yeah, Whitey Bulger, yeah. From Boston, right?
Yes. It was FBI's #1 most wanted list for a while. Killed a bunch of people. His brother was a Massachusetts senator for the 1st Suffolk District for 25 years, and then the president of UMass for 7.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
No, and a member of the House of Representatives in Massachusetts for 10 years. So, 2 very different career paths there.
Interesting. So what do you want to talk about, Kev?
I don't know. I just didn't want to leave you hanging. I figured I'll close this place down with you.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, you wrote something on Belly Up Sports that got published today. What was it about?
The Cole Beasley thing.
The Cole Beasley thing. I'm a little lost on it because I really paid attention. I've been at work and I've been developing some photos I took last week. But what the heck's going on there?
So he tweeted that he wasn't getting the COVID vaccine.
Okay.
Look, I think you should get it, but I also believe in personal rights, whatever. And then someone's like, dude, what if your neighbor or something can't get it physically because of their immune system? And that could save their life, you getting it. He said, I don't know why everyone's so into science nowadays. It's all God's plan or God's will.
Okay. Full admission. I'm on the Jesus Club too, FYI, but go ahead. Keep going.
I don't have any issue with you making life decisions based on your religion. If it's not hurting anyone, I don't care. However, I think it's a little weird. They're like, oh, it's God's plan. Like, I'm doing this because of God. Like, Jesus said, love thy neighbor, help people. Getting the COVID vaccine will protect and help people, in my opinion. Some people think it's worse for you. But so I wrote something about how Cole Beasley's stuck in 1721 because we had this exact same debate in Boston.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest smallpox outbreak in the colonies in a century in Boston in 1721. And they had basic inoculation at the time. The Chinese, I think, developed a method. They take sores from smallpox and like inject it after people snort it. I forget which.
They inject it.
Okay. And then people in Boston that were like, no, one Reverend Mathers called for inoculation. Someone threw a bomb through his window.
Oh.
And a big argument was like, smallpox is God's will. We shouldn't be playing God and messing with it. We should not be doing inoculation. Then later on in the century, Howard Jones, I think his name was. I could be wrong about that. But he found a more effective way where cowpox is a less dangerous version that cows get because he realized milkmaids did not get smallpox because they were exposed to cowpox, made it better. So he started giving people cowpox. And then once it started working, people in Boston were like, oh, no, this is God's will. God wants us to be healthy. So I kind of wrote about Cole Beasley is stuck in 1721, thinking vaccines are bad and diseases are God's plan.
Okay. Now, my counterpoint to that is, again, full disclosure, Mother Jesus Club, I'm pretty sure Beasley sounds like he's the same. But what if the vaccines are actually a miracle? I know I'm doing Trump hands here with this, but what if the vaccines actually? I personally think it's a miracle. I made the choice to get the vaccine because I got sick of wearing a mask every damn place I had to go. One of my relatives is not for it, which is fine. To each their own. I know New York State just opened up everything again because of we reached our 70% of at least the first shot for the vaccine. So I don't know. My personal thought is the vaccine, in fact, is a miracle. And that's why, a lot of people got it and we had it developed really quickly. Some people have had the side effects. Now, I don't mean to turn this into a vaccine discussion, but I don't know, some people have their opinion on it. Cole Beasley's one of them. I'm not going to begrudge him because of that. But, on the counterpoint to his argument is that I think the COVID vaccine is a miracle. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't have to get into the shut up and play discussion. I'm not saying you started that, but I think that's what this falls into. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm pro-vaccine. I felt like hell the next day, but
the only side effect I had especially with the second shot, was my left arm hurt for days. It hurt. I had to ice it up, ibuprofen, and Tylenol, like every balance them out like once an hour, not once an hour, but once every 4 hours or so. But one thing that definitely helped was just going to the gym and just lifting weights and getting my arm moving around.
Yeah, the first one for me, my arm was a little sore the next day, but nothing. Then the second one, I had a fever for 2 days. I couldn't sleep, had a headache. And of course, it was the first day of the year where it was 90 degrees outside and our air conditioners weren't in. My sister wasn't home. My dad went to the Cape, so I had to put the ACs in.
No, I got tired I felt tired. I actually went to bed early for the first shot. I went to bed like 9:30 on a Saturday night, which is kind of unheard of for me. But for the second one, it was just arm pain. Not fun.
I remember, so my dog likes sleeping with people, and he radiates heat. So when I got the second one, I was the only one home, so he had to sleep in my bed. Luckily, because dogs are smart, he kind of could tell that I wasn't feeling great.
Yeah.
Usually he wakes up at like 7 a.m. and bothers one of my family members or me. No, stayed in bed until like 9:30. It was perfect. I was like, oh, Saban, I love you right now.
No, tag along, as you know who tag along is. He's usually by my side during overnight. So, but once he's up, and he kind of knew I wanted to sleep a little bit if I was feeling tired during the vaccine, but not a big deal. I think could wrap things up. It was funny. When guys from Rough Cut were on a little bit earlier, I asked them about hard seltzer, and you formulated an opinion on it. What's your opinion about hard seltzer? Because I've never actually tried hard seltzer. I kind of don't want to. That's just me, though.
Do you like regular seltzer?
No.
Hard seltzer won't be an issue. They don't taste that similar.
Really?
I hate regular seltzer. I love hard seltzers.
Interesting.
I feel like it's a little less carbonated, and it has a little more flavor than regular seltzers, but it's not overpowering.
Okay.
So I like them. Low carbs, low calorie. I think they taste good. I think they're really good. Nice for summer. In the winter, I don't drink them, but once spring, summer rolls around, even a little bit in fall, all for them.
No, I've said that I'm a seasonal beer drinker. So during the summer, spring and summer, it's usually sours, lagers, kolsches, pilsners. Fall and winter, it's porters, stouts, the heavier beers to make you feel warm.
I weirdly don't like porters and stouts that much.
Fair.
I love IPAs, but like those like really dark, heavy beers, I don't love.
Okay.
I don't like Guinness that much.
That's fine. Yeah, I just started getting into the New England IPAs.
Ooh,
The hazy fruity one, the hazy citrusy ones. I dig those.
Yeah, New England IPAs are good. I've had Guinnesses that I don't mind, but that's because I was in Dublin, so they were making it like right up the street.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard that once you drink Guinness from the actual factory, or in Ireland, you'll never go back to the ones anywhere else.
Yeah, because I think the ones you get here are brewed in like Mexico.
I know there's a Guinness brewery in Maryland. I need to visit that one someday.
They have what is it? It's like the milk stout, maybe? The blue can. I'm forgetting the name.
I had their cold brew stout a while back, and it was all right. In this stout. Yeah, there is a Guinness milk stout. Yeah.
Is it a blue can? Is that one?
Yeah, it's a blue can. It's over the moon. I like over
the moon. That's it.
Yeah, I like over the moon. I've had that before. That's really good.
Yeah.
I like
over
that
the moon's pretty good. I like
over the moon's good. I haven't had their blonde yet, which was I kind of thought it was a interesting diversion from their original.
Yeah, I mean, I like whiskey more than I like beer anyway. But
if your local liquor store has it next time, it's a little pricier. But if you want to buy it for your birthday or something like that, or once you're back in employment land, there's the whiskey's called Nikka, Nikka. They're coffee grain. It's a Japanese whiskey. Awesome. One of the best whiskeys I've ever had.
Nikka?
Nikka. It's a coffee grain whiskey. It's excellent.
I want to make a note of it.
Yeah.
I have 2 alcohols that you should try.
Okay.
Are you a hard alcohol guy, or do you just go beer?
I dabble.
So, first off, just a regular weekend. If they have... Oh, what's the distillery called? Why can I not remember it? I love this stuff, and I have it all the time. It's in Gatlinburg.
Is it? No.
I'm looking up right now. Old Smoky. I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Old Smoky Moonshine Cherries.
Okay.
They're so good.
Look that up. Smoky Moonshine. Okay, there it is. Yeehaw Brewing. Old Smoky Distillery. Yeehaw Brewing. My goodness.
We went. So their salted caramel whiskey's good too. We went there for spring break one year and spent like $120 as college students at their distillery buying just moonshine.
Okay.
And then on really, really, really special occasions, Jack Daniel's Sinatra Select.
Okay, what's that all about?
So Frank Sinatra loved Jack Daniels. So they made like a special version of him. I think I have a bottle up there. It's like $200 for a bottle, a little under.
Okay, so this place is a distillery and a brewery. So it's Old Smoky Moonshine Distillery and Yeehaw Southern Beer Brewery.
They added the brewery then in the last couple of years, because when I went, it was just Old Smoky Moonshine, and then like across the street and down a little bit, they had their whiskey.
Okay.
Even though moonshine's just like unaged whiskey, but
I thought about going back to Nashville this summer.
I love Nashville.
I love Nashville too. I almost didn't come back the one time I went.
I went a lot my junior year of college.
How far was Tuscaloosa from Nashville?
4 hours.
Okay.
3 or 4. I was dating a girl from Rhode Island who lived up in Nashville, so I'd go visit her.
Okay.
By the end of the relationship, it was going to visit Nashville, and I had a place to stay. But it was a lot of fun. We also had a good system because I was 21. She was like 19, 20 at the time. So I would drive us to Broadway, and then she would drive back. Because I could drink, she couldn't. So.
You could drink, she couldn't. Gotcha. You had automatic DD. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I thought I was looking to spend some time this summer just traveling somewhere. I know the one brewery in Nashville, Yazoo Brewery, which was a very good brewery. Their Hefeweizen's excellent. I actually still have the glass from the brew tour I did back in 2012. I still have that in my cupboard, my cabinet. But decent brewery.
My stepbrother turned 21 in October, and my family was like, after COVID ends, like, we should all go to Nashville. And he's like, I don't really want to go to Nashville. I'm very confused. He's like, I want to hang out. It was before COVID, and we had planned it to go that weekend. He's like, I want to hang out with my friends here. All right, kind of weird, but fine. And then after, he's like, I just don't want to go to Nashville. Guess what he's doing this summer with his friends?
He's going to Nashville, isn't he?
Yeah. Little asshole.
He may never come back. Come on. I mean, think about it. Excellent nightlife. Great food. The women are gorgeous beyond belief, and they'll talk to you.
True. I have a pair of cowboy boots from Nashville I got when I was like 17. Wow. They're like $300 boots. Most expensive thing I own. Most outside of my car and my college degree, probably the most expensive thing I own.
All right. So I'm going to wrap things up, Kev, if you don't mind. I got some hockey and basketball to watch.
Fair.
Give some. Actually, I was going to actually watch a little bit of the Rough Cut. Well, the Rough Cut guys were here a little bit before you came along. Of course, you were watching a little bit, but
I felt it was a little crowded, so I was like,
"That's okay. That's quite all right. That's quite all right." So, tell the people who are anybody who's still watching, where can they find you? Where can they find your podcast? Which podcast you're a part of? Floor is yours. Promote.
You can follow me on Twitter at BellyUpKev. It's the same as on Instagram, but I think I'm funnier than I am good looking. So Twitter's the way to go if you don't want to get annoyed. Corner Booth Pod on Twitter and Instagram to check out the podcast with Jared. And then at Quad Tailgate on Twitter for my college football podcast that's starting up next month again.
I was going to say, when's I start up again? Because I know college football is starting to ramp up with summer practices again.
So initially the plan was last week we were going to start doing every other week with previews, like conference predictions and stuff. Then I was in Vermont on Tuesday going into Wednesday. I didn't get home Wednesday until like 7:30. And Wednesday morning I texted the guy, my co-host, hey, I'm in Vermont right now, so it'll be late. He's like, honestly, I forgot we were recording tonight. So now we're going to wait until like the end of July and just go every week. Then once the season starts, we'll go twice a week.
Well, if you need somebody to bash the Big Ten, count me in.
Oh,
I've done it before. Well, I'm a Penn State fan, as you know. I'm a Penn State fan, but I just hate the way they do business in the Big Ten, especially last season.
Like them just doing whatever Ohio State wants.
Pretty much, yeah.
That might be too much Penn State for me because my co-host is a graduate of Penn State.
It's all right.
But now we'll have you on. Don't you worry.
All right.
We'll have you on.
Beauty. All right. So I'm going to play a little bit of this.
Closing time. Open all the doors and let you out into the world.
That's all I can legally play, basically.
Dude, every single episode of the pregame, the Corner Booth pregame gets flagged on Facebook for copyright infringement because we have an intro video.
Oh, I can't wait for it. I can't wait for my flag, but that's okay. It's the last episode. It's the last live stream episode anyway, so no big deal. All right, folks. For Belly Up Kev, for the Rough Cut guys, for Kyle from here in Puckburg, and for Parker, I'm Ryan McCarthy. I've been your host. Thank you for watching Around for the Weekend, the final live installment. Come join me in a couple weeks on No Credentials Required. We're going to have a show called NCR Friday Beers. They'll debut probably July 2nd, if not July 9th. belly up. Kev might be there. We'll see. But in the meantime, enjoy the weekend. Cheers, everyone.
Roll Tide.
Gotta cut that in, huh?
Always.